Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We are Manasi and we've been living in our self-converted van for almost a year. But currently, as you can see, we are in the garage because we ran into some issues on our way to Madrid and we're currently working on fixing them so that we can continue traveling.
1 year ago, when we started our van life adventure, we had absolutely no idea about cars or vans. So we learned fairly a bit, and today, since Parker has revered himself, we're gonna show you the basics on how to maintain your van properly so you will never run, hopefully, never run into trouble on the road.
And if you were like us and had no idea, get comfy, take your notes. This is a 101 on how to keep a healthy van so that you can be happy and travel for a long time. This is a video for you. We've come a long way in this year and we've learned that there are a few things that you have to keep an eye on and check every once in a while to make sure that your car is healthy, running smoothly, and that everything is working as it should. All of these tips are for all of you, no matter which kind of van you have, but just keep in mind that we have a Fiat Ducato, so the stuff we're going to be showing you today is going to be on a Fiat Ducato. So for your car, it might look different unless you have a Citroën Jumper or a Peugeot Boxer, because those are actually the same car as Fiat Ducatos.
And we know that a lot of you are watching from the US, so to make the numbers a bit easier, we will convert the kilometers into miles, so you don't have to do that. How nice of us. So let's get started. The most important part in your van is the engine, as you probably know, and in order to run smoothly, it needs oil and also the oil filter. And it's recommended that you change the oil and the oil filter every 15,000 kilometers. It's not very expensive, but it's very important for the health of the engine. And it's also very important that you put the right oil into your car. In our case, for example, it's a 5W30. If you're wondering what type of oil does my van need, you can just look it up in the manual. It normally states inside what type of oil you need. So let's take a look at the engine and also where the oil actually has to go. If you've never checked your oil, this is how it's gonna look like, and we're gonna go through it so you know how to check your oil. So this is the engine, and this is actually the oil icon that will be shown in your dashboard if you are low in oil. So what you're gonna do to see how the oil level is, it's gonna look different in every van, but you're gonna take the stick out, which is in the oil tank. First of all, you have to take it out. The oil should be between this corner and this corner, never above that threshold here, because that's not very good for your engine. So first step, you're gonna clean the whole stick so there's no oil visible anymore. And then you go back into the car. So we are in the middle of getting the oil changed. So right now it's a bit high. You can see here's more or less the line. So that's definitely too high. Always make sure it's in between. And the most important thing, always check your oil level when your car's cold. When you started the engine already and you've been driving for a while, the level will not be accurate. So keep that in mind to do this on a cold engine.
The next thing you want to check is your air filter. It's also recommended to check this every 15,000 kilometers, and it could be that you either need to change it completely or just give it a good clean. Ours actually needed to be changed because it looked quite disgusting. This is how our air filter was currently looking, very dirty. This will be our new air filter, looking much nicer and much cleaner, and he will go back in tomorrow. As you can see, there's quite a difference, and he needed a much needed change and some love, so these are the two.
So now we are talking about the fluids in the car, and there are three main ones that you can see in the front. One is just for your windshield wipers, the liquid. You open it, you put the water with the soap in, and then you can use it. Next one is the power steering fluid, which has in the Fiat Ducato this sign. Normally you don't have to touch that much. The next one is the coolant fluid for your engine, and you should always check, for example, this is where our problem lies right now, that's why it's very low. but you have here marks with a maximum and minimum, and always try to be more or less in the middle. So it's recommended to change your coolant fluid once a year. And also, if you're wondering why there are so many colors involved, not just for the fun of it, but also for you to identify the leak that you have under the car. So you see it's blue, it's red, whatever, so you know very quickly where the leak is.
The next topic is the tires. There are different kinds of tires. You can either choose winter ones or summer ones. We actually have all-season tires, so they're good for both hot and cold. It's recommended to check the air pressure on your tires every 5,000 kilometers, but of course if you see that something is looking a bit weird, just go to the petrol station and check the pressure. Always remember that the tires can't be hot. If you've been driving for a long time and you check, of course it's not going to give you an accurate number. So try to do it with a cold tire. And now we're going to show you a little trick to know if the drawing in your wheels and your tires is really used, which means it can get quite dangerous. So normally when you go here between these two parts where it goes deeper in the drawing of your tire, you will see there's a little section poking out. So this is the lowest that the shape of your tire can get to. So you see here we almost have a whole finger because they are new tires. But if this would come down all the way to there, you're in serious trouble. They're really used and you have to consider getting new ones ASAP. And if you're wondering what pressure you actually need for your tires, it's very simple. There's always a sticker that gives you the exact number that you're looking for your front and your back tires. In our case, it is situated in a sticker in the side of the drivers. So when you open the car, you will find the sticker right in there. And if you don't find it there, it will most likely be inside of your filling tank lid. So when you open this, you will have also another sticker there with the information. Now you know how much pressure you need in your tires.
There are a couple of belts which are very important in your car, and one of them is the timing belt. The timing belt is super important because if this thing breaks, you can throw out your engine pretty much, so you would need a new one, which is expensive. You don't want that, so make sure that the timing belt is in good condition. The other strap that you should check is the alternator strap, which generates energy while you drive, so you can charge your batteries, and also creates energy for the light machine itself.
We're talking about the engine working properly and the car driving as much as it can, but we cannot forget about the brakes. We want to drive, but we also need to brake safely. And for this, there's two things we have to keep in mind. First of all is the braking fluid, which in our case comes in this little tank in here. And the second one are the braking pads. A lot of people get this wrong. You do not want to refill your fluid, you want to change it. Around 50 to 60,000 kilometers. The way it works is that every time you brake, you release this liquid that helps the pads braking. And these pads of course get used with time, so you will need more liquid to brake the same as you did at the beginning. Which means that by the time you almost have finished your pads, you're using a lot of liquid, so the level will be low. But as soon as you change your pads and they are new again, the liquid will come all the way to the original point, which means that if you refilled it, this extra liquid is going to come out. We do not want that. So do not refill this, just change it. In our case here. One more oil that you should check, this one gets forgotten quite often, is your gearbox oil. This must be checked around 50,000 kilometers, and this is actually not a tank that you can see outside, so that's why a lot of people forget about it. So ask your garage how your gearbox oil is going.
One little bonus tip if you have a Fiat Ducato, Citroën Jumper or Peugeot Boxer. If you visit your local garage, make sure that your vent for the engine gets checked, because if you don't have an AC, the car will have a vent in the front which cools down the engine while you drive. This part is very likely to break, so make sure that your vents are in good condition. And we actually had a breakdown in Malaga. If you haven't seen it yet, you can check it out here. We had to change this vent, and because everything is disassembled right now, we can actually see those two vents. So this is one of those huge vents, and there's another one on the other side. You can see it here, and they can very easily break, so make sure that they're in good condition before you hit the road.
And these are the basic, most essential things that you should keep an eye on to make sure that you have a healthy van that will take you whatever you want it to. We hope this was helpful, and for those of you that also were a bit rockies like us, you know what to do now.
If you have made it so far into this video, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. We upload videos every week.
And if you know a bit more about cars than we do, which is very likely, and we missed something important, please do leave it in the comments. We're always keen to learn more things and help others. So as always guys, thank you so much and see you on the road.
With a healthy van, healthy engine, everything. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Believe me.